Okay, let me share my screen here. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks to Mr. Sypa for giving the great opportunities. Myself, Muralidharan, and also I would like to thanks to everyone for to related to share insights on the rapidly the growing opportunity in power system study and renewable energies across the Saudi Arabia. So actually, with the kingdom of citizens like energy diversifications and grid modernizations, it's one of the importance the factors that never been a better time for the consultants, engineers, and technology providers to collaborate in the fields. So before getting into subject, I just let me explain this why they are getting into the renewable energies and what are the project is going on and what are the how we can get into the business opportunity in the kingdom of Arabia. So just allow me for share my screen here. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Just to my screen. So okay, fine. So this is the topics like how we can do the assessment on the power system study, renewable energy opportunities in the Saudi Arabia. So first, let us focus on the green finance. The FDA has announced like it's for the Saudi Arabia to focus on the renewable energies and battery manufacturing and hydrogen sustainable infrastructures. So from the during the 2020 to 2024, they announced like it's almost like $1 trillion. Okay, but from these bids, like a GCC has said, only for 2% of the global inflows, which means like it is they are spent only for the 2% of the allocated amounts. So this is what they spent. Okay, the remaining it's their planned for this upcoming years and considering of 2030. Uh, then so this is the one. This is the equal contribution on the each Middle East country. For Saudi Arabia, it is almost 12.6 billions inbound green FDIs, so which is the strong policy push for the renewable and hydrogen projects. And the other GCC country also have some received some amount. But the Saudi is received the most inbound countries, which is like a 2%. Like it's as I told you now that it's a 2% of the allocated amounts. Okay, and this why the investors and companies like it's focusing on the renewable energies. It is like it is the policy frameworks incentive for this like green project. This is what like it's and so the same thing partnering with the local players already they are playing in the clean energies in the Saudi Arabia and structuring investment to align with the ESG, like that is called environment governance and socials. And the hand is fittings like how the carbon regulating may work. So this is what the mainly focusing on the investors to get into project in the Saudi Arabia. Okay, so the concept is like it is a it's a completely like it's like a completely like the climate change and considering for this exiting fossil fuels, they want to convert it to non-fossil fuels because of the climate condition, all the long-term growths. So all the aspect is like it's they are like what they're like as per part of vision 2030, the Saudi is like innovative was is like a effort to combine climate change looking to facilitate the public and private sectors in collaboration with the scale up climate actions. So there are a number of objectives within this, but the main objective was like reducing carbon emissions by like almost 278 million tons of CO2 within 2030. So like 2030 they're planning for this, this is what they're planning. So so these are the some like steps like non-fossil energy capacities and renewable energy capacities. So these are the main five objectives by implementing the renewable energy sources in the Saudis. Like for example, if non-fossil energy is like now like 6.55 gigawatts in 2024. As of now, what they have like solar is 6.15 and wind is a zero point 0.4 gigawatts. And they're planning to target for 130 gigawatt by 230. Okay, and similarly for this with the energy resource in the solar, which they are planning to expand for 58.7 and wind is the 40 gigawatts. So these are the like it's a main that achieving the climate goals to implementation of the renewable energies. Okay, so let us have some like it's some like what is the electricity consumption for from the last 10, 20, 10 years with the consumption of with the fossil energies. So, for example, the total energy is delivered to the grid. It is almost 380,000 gigawatt. Okay, or what is the consumption is it's like 327 consumptions. So this is the like as of now with the fossil energies. But if we convert into this one with the considering 2030 Saudi visions, it will like it like it's going to be like it's the almost 3 to 4 times we have to install on this kind of the power which we need to produce in the current populations. Okay, so this is the one. This is what they're planned for. So as of now, what they have, like it is, they're planning to fall 400 terawatts. What we see in here, it is terawatts. You see here, look at this here. This is terawatts. This is what they're planning here. Okay, so compare with the 2 years, just taken for this the 2 years comparisons with the 2022, 2023s. So with the increase of 5%, like for between the consumptions and for the delivery to the grid, it's almost with increase to 5 to 5.65%. The consumptions, it is almost so, which means like every years the energy is consumptions like it has to be delivered additional 5% on the utilities, the market. Okay, so this is the like it's some sample, like it's a nature of fossil fuels. So what we have, this is the exiting systems. Like we have the fossil fuels, the oil, gas, and coal. So these are the one which we are the but if we get into the some renewable energies, this is what they're planning. So the completely they want to get into some renewable energies, and then they're planning to target for 2030 and 2060s. This is what no? So that means zero net, like it's the fossil fuels, which is the non-renewable on it, and completely they want to emit the CO2, driving the climate changes and shifting the implementing by the most of the renewable project shifting to strategic need for sustainability and economic development. So they are applying. Okay. So why that the Saudi? It's like it's a more focusing on this, because of this is I will show you for some. This is the centralized, like it's the natural environment itself. It has the natural resource which is available in the Saudis. If you look at here, so this is the south that the place where you can see here. This is the it is highest the solar energy can be obtained. Okay, and compared to this, the wind also. If you look at here, compared to that, no, so that is also it is a good to very exposures compared to the previous one. So that's why the Saudi has the sixth place when you compare with the globally. It's a sixth place for this solar energies and period that wind energies like it's a 13th places. So okay. So this is what they have planned here. The capacity is what they planned here, and previously is like 58.7 gigawatt they planned here. But this has been splitted into like a solar 40. The solar they're planning to implement 40, and the wind is like almost 16 gigawatts, and centralized solar plant it is almost 22.7. So in within 2030, and they plan to implement like almost 58.7 gigawatts. This is what the plan. Okay. Okay, and these are some projects across the Saudi markets, like the solar, wind, and centralized one. Uh, for in the across the yes. Okay, and these are some projects like what we have, like it's they implemented at some of them undergoing projects. Okay. So what we need to look on this, like to get into this kind of the projects, we need to have engineering essential. So the Saudi has some standard and code specification. So that need to be compliant with when you get into some sort of the renewable energy projects, that need to be followed and implemented, and 100% we have to compliance with the local regulation, the Saudi national regulations. That need to be performed. So before getting into the projects, first we need to understand the what is the exact requirements in terms of the standard code and specification. That need to be we have to be very familiar. That once if you're familiar with that kind of things, then you can implement the projects. Okay, as engineering consultancy, what we are doing here, we are understanding the Saudi market the project specification, the requirements, all the things which we are understanding, and based on this, we are implementing. Okay. So, and these are some standard. Probably, if you want, I can share the slides to the organizers. Probably you can take it here. So, it's some lengthy standard levels, and what are the international levels, and the SASCO. So, what are the standard has to be followed with respect to the renewable energy development in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Okay. And recently, like it's like the recently what they announced here last month. So they announced one more project with 5.3 kilowatt gigawatts the powers, and they're looking for some bidders for this one to implement this project. So these are some couple of projects that recently they announced here, but still some more projects it has to come. Okay, so as info lads, like basically we are the non-Saudi business companies. We are based in the South India, and we have done some couple of projects in Saudi. And by the way, the Saudi market, Saudi business, it strengthens our technically and commercially in many ways. Like the most of the project which we are looking for, and we are also planning to extend our business in the Saudi. Probably in another 3 to 6 months, we are planning to set up there. But as of now, what we are doing here, our fingerprint in the Saudis, like it's we are the like it's a power engineering consultants. Like we are looking for the future electrical information technologies. We are licensed to partner with the ETAP, and these are the things like main studies. When you implemented some projects, like these are some studies like power system studies, analysis, and the renewable energy integration, grid compliance, and substation studies. So these are some study has to be performed before implementing any sizing of the equipment in terms of the cablings or inverters or batteries. So there are different kind of the study has to be performed before implementing on the this one. So as a Infolax, what we are focusing on these studies, and we have done some couple of projects even for power system studies and renewable energy studies and substations. So some of the project has been done here. Okay, and for this, and we are using for these are some licensed software tools like it have some other software tools we are using to implement this kind of the things. Okay, and recently we executed. It's not only for renewable projects. Also, we have done some couple of projects with the data centers with Damak Digitals, Riyadh and Dammam, and some projects in Niam and the Saudis. And for this Exit 15 also, it is from done from our side like a power system studies and all other things and all. And these are some other Middle East projects which were done from our sides. Okay, and some other signature projects from our sides. It is not in the Saudi, but some other Middle East markets. So these are the trusted partner. The last year's thing, the data center was energized. So these are the recognitions from our clients. So we are happy that we are be part of the Saudi economics and big center. Okay, so thank you all for thanks for your times. Please let me know in case of any questions.